We got a little bit of an update on Batman Soul of the Dragon from CCXP. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Before we get started, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for updates. And hey, kicking us a comment never hurts. Well, this weekend down in Brazil, they're doing the CCXP conference, which is seeing a lot of our upcoming superhero properties making the rounds. Now, this is a virtual conference, so lucky for us, we get to see quite a bit of this content as it drops. And I just watched the Batman Soul of the Dragon panel. Now, this panel saw quite a bit of the cast and crew gather, including Bruce Timm, Dacascos, Kelly Hu, Michael J. White, writer Jeremy Adams, and executive producer Sam Liu. Now, the bad news is, we didn't get any new trailers, which is always a bummer, but we did get some pretty interesting information about the project, and more importantly, the big elephant in the room was addressed by Bruce Timm. We'll get to that in a minute. The biggest thing I took from this panel about this project is this is not just a Batman story, which made me pretty excited. Apparently, all the supporting characters, this means Shiva, Bronze Tiger, and Richard Dragon, all have full storylines in this movie. So these guys are not just a supporting cast for another Batman tale. More interestingly, Bruce Timm said to be prepared for something a little different from Batman. Or should I say Bruce Wayne? We get Batman in this film apparently, but it's sort of flipped. And most of the time, when the character is on screen, it's gonna be Bruce Wayne and not the Dark Knight. This kinda makes sense with him teaming up with the other team members in sort of an equalized story. In case you didn't know, almost all the primary cast in this film are actual martial artists, and many of them have appeared on screen or even had full-fledged battles in the past. Now, Kelly Hu had two interesting things to say. One was that she saw a lot of real martial arts in the poses and forms used in this movie, so I found that pretty exciting. The other thing, we're going to do a bit of a follow-up story, but I think she leaked an important detail when she said, when the sword gets stolen. This panel just ended, so I'm going to circle back to this and do a little research before we start speculating. But the first thing that comes to my mind is the sword that Katana uses to steal souls. Now, like I said, the elephant in the room was addressed directly. If you're a fan of Richard Dragon in the past, you know typically he's a red-headed guy, and in this film he looks more like Bruce Lee. Bruce Timm spoke to this and had a really good answer. He said, if you look at Denny O'Neill's original novel, and you take a peek at the cover, he looks much more like Bruce Lee than the version from the comics, and that's the version he went with. But he did say updating the character for diversity wasn't a bad idea, but this already existed in the history of the publication. Now, he did tease us with something else. He said he does have a sequel planned that's even more 1970s, but he could not say any more than that. Like I said, there's no new trailers or stills or anything like that released in the panel, so there's nothing new to see there. We do know the film's coming to digital release on January the 14th, followed by Blu-ray and DVD on the 28th. I'm going to try to include links to those down in the descriptions. You probably can pre-order them now. So, what do you guys think? Do you like the idea of a film with more Bruce Wayne than Batman? And what kind of more 1970s adventure do you think Bruce Timm is teasing here at the end of the video? Sound off in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you press like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.